it may not be all bad news tomorrow. Could we have some breaks in those clouds? Maybe the clouds could be a little thin in areas too, and we could still see the eclipse through those. That's what we're hoping for anyway. Dallas at 70 degrees. But I think the chances of just blue sky, kind of like we had today, and hardly a cloud in the sky, very low chance of that happening during the day tomorrow. This will be forecast for kind of the DFW area. High clouds around, I think there's a good chance of those, but here's hoping that they're more of the thin variety where we can still see the sun through those clouds, and we can still have a decent view of the moon crossing in front of the sun, and we can still see the eclipse okay with those. The problem is if we have low-level clouds out there, those would obscure the sun obviously a lot more, but I also think there could be some breaks in those clouds, maybe not necessarily for everybody. If you are stuck in those low clouds, maybe it's only about a 20% chance, but that does mean that some of you could have some decent viewing even if those low-level clouds are out there. Of course, the best chance for those areas kind of along 35 and to the south in the path of totality from central Texas down into the hill country, Austin to San Antonio. Here in North Texas, south of DFW, the best chance of having those low clouds sticking around through the eclipse, but still maybe some breaks in those clouds. DFW to the east, high clouds around, maybe a little low-level cloud cover as well, and perhaps a little bit better chances at some optimal viewing the farther northeast you go during the day tomorrow. We just had some high clouds around today. That's what I'm hoping is out there for most of you tomorrow. But watch how clouds will roll in overnight tonight. There's 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. There's the clouds around at 1 o'clock, but maybe some breaks in them as we head from that 1 to 2 o'clock time frame. Remember, totality tomorrow for most of you was between about 140 and 144. We're rain-free, but here come the thunderstorms. There's 5, there's 7, there's 10 o'clock. From DFW to the east, good chance for thunderstorms kind of in that 3 o'clock to 10 o'clock window. For DFW, we'll say after 6 o'clock or so. So DFW to the east, good chance for storms up to golf ball size hail. Some strong wind gusts, and the tornado threat with those storms lower than the hail and wind threat, but not 0 tomorrow. So we'll be watching that. Remember, that's that 3 o'clock to 10 o'clock time frame for this round of storms right here. But here comes another round, this round that's going to get going northwest of the DFW area. Those will move in tomorrow night. So here's midnight. Here comes another round of storms after midnight or so, moving into the DFW area, and then kind of moving off to the east as we head towards sunrise on Tuesday. That round also has a threat for some large hail, some strong winds, and maybe an isolated tornado threat as well from DFW to the west and to the north. So it's kind of 2 separate rounds. DFW to the east, 3 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Kind of the whole northern half of North Texas, 10 o'clock to 7 a.m. during the day on Tuesday. And then also more rounds of rain headed your way on Tuesday as well. And that could carry a threat for a little severe weather on Tuesday during the day. But that kind of also, the severe threat on Tuesday will depend a little bit what happens tomorrow and into tomorrow night. Let's just take it one day at a time. Bottom line, a lot of rain headed our way this week. Light winds and cool tonight with increasing clouds, 55 for the low. Then late afternoon, more so probably evening to overnight thunderstorms for most of you. It's going to be breezy and muggy for the eclipse watchers, for everybody tomorrow. 84 for the high. Southeast winds 10 to 20. 90% coverage of rain on Tuesday, 70% Tuesday. Then we clear out. And we're dry Thursday, Friday. We're dry for the upcoming weekend with highs in the 80s. Unsettled pattern continues again next week with rain in the forecast next week as well. As we talked about, that cloud cover, of course, what everybody wants to know about. Tune in tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. for daybreak. Greg Fields will have the latest forecast for the clouds and what you can expect as we head toward totality tomorrow.